I want to give a shout out to my wonderful wife, Nicole. Nicole's a nurse, and she loves her work. But the thing is, with nursing or with nurses, and I've seen it firsthand, is sometimes the thing that they see or that they have to do, they go through, it's hard, and it takes a toll on them. It takes a lot of emotional strength to get through it. And because of all this, Nicole found this organization called Rekindled Nurse. And if you remember, actually in some of my other posts, when I ran the 5K, that was organized by this group called Rekindled Nurse. Now, Rekindled Nurse was started by a fellow nurse who, while she was working, discovered that the work that she was doing, it was becoming, she loved her work, but it started to become heavy and isolating, and it was hard, and it felt like it was impossible to do it alone. But so she started this group to have nurses help each other. So why am I telling this? Well, not just because nurses are amazing, because we all know that, but because this November, Nicole is joining Rekindled in their Frontline team on a nursing outreach trip to Asheville, North Carolina. And the mission is to bring encouragement, support, and care to the nurses in the region who are still recovering from the lasting impacts of Hurricane Helana. If you remember, in September 24 is when the hurricane hit, and it was pretty ugly. I mean, the streets were turning to rivers and they were breaking apart, and the critical infrastructure, electrical, sewers, everything, it was demolished. And homes were destroyed and families were displaced. And you know, the nurses, they still had to go do their jobs, so they had no way to get there, so they're showing up on bikes, through mud, on walking, and showing up to work to care for people while they're still going through the same things. They're experiencing all this, but they're taking care of others. And even though today the media doesn't talk much about it, they're not doing reports on it, the area is still, and including the nurses, is still recovering. I mean, that doesn't happen overnight, recovering from such a massive storm. So homes are being rebuilt or have been rebuilt in a lot of places, and the infrastructure's up and running again. But those wounds are still there, and the scars. So this is where Rekindled Nurse and Nicole come in, and their mission to go down there and help these nurses. So some of the things they're going to be doing are providing gift bags of gratitude, you know, to show that the nurses are appreciated. Maybe they're not, because there's so much going on, they're not getting that appreciation. They're not seeing it. Providing meals, peer support, so helping them work through the problems that they have with the scars. Coffee bar, and I believe actually a bouquet bar. It's pretty cool. And then they're going to have, in the break rooms, they're going to have wellness pop-ups to help the nurses as well. And their goal is to reach over 300 nurses. That's a lot of nurses. But this is all volunteer work, but, you know, as you know, nothing's free. So what they're doing is they're asking for donations. So anything to help, even just an encouraging word. If you see the link below, you can jump on there and go to Give Butter link, where you can offer a donation or a kind word, or just talk about how you're supporting Nicole and the other nurses that are going down there. So she'd be very grateful, and the whole group would be very grateful of anything you can help with. So thanks, and I hope you can help.